So let's imagine this is the first video for YouTube, all right? I'm gonna do this as a prop. So let's say I'm gonna set it right. Oh, that's a shitty spot. Right here. So I believe that for this very reason, everybody needs to think the same way. Why is it important for you to hear something over and over again, even if you already heard it before? Reasoning is simple, all right? And I don't have notes for this. Eventually, one day, if you hear the same thing over and over and over again, one day it will click. Because when you hear from different people, even if it's the exact same thing, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people give up on certain people. They just give up, right? They say, this person, I've already said this to him 100 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times. It may be your child. It may be a spouse, someone you're with at work, someone you talk to a lot. I believe it's extremely vital to hear something over and over again as long as the right thing. Because one day it will click, and it will turn, and it will open that door that you needed to open in the way that it needed to open at the time it needed to happen. As long as you're proactively seeking the information. All right. Now, I'm not saying just hear the same message over and over and over and over again by different people, but sometimes some people can think of such a basic thing. How do I get out of a rut? And you already know. You already know what you got to do. But you hear from over and over again, you hear from the same person, build momentum, habits, discipline, willpower, and then eventually it just clicks in just the right way you need it to in your head at that very moment. And now you have it. You understand on a deeper level that you needed to as an individual. You needed to, not the world, no one else. You, and that is more vital than anything else. Because I believe there are a lot of people that are stuck and they don't have this information. I think there's a key. I think there is a key, all right? Confirmation bias is a thing, but if they keep their minds open just enough so that way when other people are not around, they're not here to, this is your own journey. And they do this research on their own for something that they don't understand. Why do people want money so bad? They wonder. Why wealth? Why do I need to be so concerned about this? Why not just have a life of living on the beach? It doesn't strike them on their core level, on the core. And that is why arguing with people is going to be useless, depending on the person, because of their core values. They need to change those. They need to change those on their own. And to bring it back to the center of this conversation, they need to bring it back by continuously researching some of the same information over and over again. It's like reading the book Think and Grow Rich is my type of the perfect analogy I hear. The epitome of what I'm trying to get at, perhaps. Besides for people thinking, do I really have to work this hard to get what I want in life? And then it's said over and over and over again until one day it's like, oh, I get it. And it's indescribable because it's on an emotional level. But in that moment, the person has changed. That is why it's so vital. That is why you must do it. That is self-growth on its own should be a dopamine release. It should be the ultimate motivator. It should be on its own. No necessity to stack dopamine factors. You don't need to listen to music while you're working on yourself, while you're reading a book. It is in its own way the motivator.